Do you guys remember when we heard that account of some briefing happening and then some member of the cabinet or someone leaves the room with an ashen look on their face? And then we thought that something was going to change and then it didn't. And from what I read, it really feels a lot like this is a person that will do anything to you. This is a person you fear. And so part of me is wondering, is this why they're all going along with it? Is this why? Are they all fearing for their lives? I'm just going to throw out a couple of examples from Sasha Riley. He's a child, by the way, through all of this. His parents began trafficking him when he was 5 or 6 years old. And then he transitioned into the circuit specifically for these people that we know about when he was 9 till he was 13. There was one occasion where it was him and another child being filmed. And by surprise, someone entered the room and the other one, while he was engaged with that other child for filming purposes. This is a true account because later on, he's an Iraqi war veteran, by the way, decorated. This comes to light while he's in Iraq because another member of the armed forces is found with CSM. And the people who found it said, "This looks a lot like you. Is this you? It's you and this black girl." "Yes, it's me." And he told them all then exactly what happened, who was involved, all of the players, and nothing happened. So the footage exists. The court-martial or whatever of the other guy for possessing that material exists. That's been corroborated, right? So that's one thing. On another occasion, when he was 12 or 13 years old, he is told by his adopted father, when they get to one of these farms that these things happen at, he is told by his father, "You and this other girl, other child, you guys go have fun. Go have fun. You're adults now. You can go have fun." So they had engagements before when they were at a brothel that they were sent to when they were children. They find a room and they start to engage with one another. While they are engaging with one another, several men burst into the room, the girl in the stomach, and they start to beat her to where they had beat her so badly she couldn't breathe, and she was begging for them to. And he started talking to her, saying, "Look at me, don't look at them." And then they started arguing with each other over why they did it in this location, because now there's blood all over the bed, and they started to debate over whether they should just put sheets over the bloody bed. Now we gotta buy a new mattress. And this was a precursor to you know who coming in and doing what he would do to Sasha. When he was younger, another episode he had with the same person, who you know, who is going to great lengths right now to cover all of this up, he tortured and killed a bunch of puppies as a precursor to their engagement. And it is Sasha's reasoning later in life that he thinks that this was all part of the abuse, because this particular person that we all know would imagine ways that he could make the experience as terrible and brutalizing and traumatizing as possible. So the moments surrounding it have to be as bad, so they never forget it. He even personally admits to doing a mercy of another girl that he had been in the circuit with for a while. Doesn't sound like a lie to me. He remembers Jim Jordan at one event where, so there were fighting events too. His adoptive father, Sasha's adoptive father, was in this circuit, and he would bare knuckle brawl for these very wealthy people's entertainment. And he had taught Sasha to fight and to wrestle. And there was an event where his adoptive father, in a room of 25, 50 men, said, whoever can pin Sasha down can do whatever they want to him. Jim Jordan, who was apparently not much older than Sasha at the time, he was 18, was able to pin him. And he beat him within inches of his life and sexually assaulted him. Jim Jordan has a wrestling background. The people that he remembers are people that he remembers for various reasons, but Jim Jordan and the guy we all know, he especially remembers because they scared him. These were people that he identified as being worse than his parents. And if they're worse than his parents, that means that they could him. And on that topic, when they were killing girls in front of him, on various occasions they said to him, don't worry, you're safe because you're a boy. Boys are harder to come by. Girls are a dime a dozen. Paraphrasing. He remembers seeing Clarence Thomas at these events. He doesn't remember if Clarence Thomas ever did anything to him, but he remembers that he was there because, for a couple of reasons. One, he was the only black man attendee he ever saw. And when he was appointed to the Supreme Court, he remembers that his adoptive father was very excited because this was a person who was big time and powerful now, because this is a lifetime appointment. He just remembers that his stepfather said this was a lifetime appointment. This is a big deal. This feels very consistent to me because these are you can't explain why you remember these random things, but you remember them in this context. He remembers seeing Lindsey Graham, and the reason he remembers Lindsey Graham at these events was because he remembers his father making fun of him for being gay, and that someone else told him you shouldn't do that because a lot of these men are gay or bisexual. So that's just something that stuck out in his mind. I think that Jeffrey Epstein was just in the business of procuring. The rest of this was very much intended to satiate a bloodthirst. Very specific. Sasha says that he thought that the guy we all know very much enjoyed seeing the effect the torture had on the person. He liked to watch the look on Sasha's face, for example, when they took someone's life in front of him, another child. And this is consistent with another victim's account that I remember, where she said that he had remarked that he likes to watch the light leave their eyes. He loves a virgin because he likes to see the light leave their eyes. This is far worse than you could imagine, like I said.